Your microphone is on mute.
Oh, good morning. Sorry. Good morning. I'm Nikki, and this is Biro, and this is a Monday coffee with Jexo, where we scan through last week's news and updates from across the Atlassian's world.
Right, so another Monday, another bunch of news, and we'll start today with the Forge announcements. So it was actually a couple of them. Forge has officially came out of beta, and it's now in general availability, which is great to see, as well as the announcement of the early access program for the marketplace apps. So you can actually now submit your interest for the early access program and submit basically your apps to be listed in the marketplace. This, to be honest, it's a huge step forward for Forge. I've also noticed that Atlassian is starting to position Forge as the cloud development platform. Now, one of the main questions from now on when starting to build a new app will be, do you build it with Forge or do you build it with Connect? And I think the future question will be, when do we actually port our current apps to Forge? Yeah, and that's the announcement. We will have the links in the either in the description or in the comments as well. All right,
Oh,
Nikki, do you want to go
yes.
with the
So the
spiel?
next app is a new release in NextGen project. So the long-awaited original time estimate field is now available in Jira NextGen project, and this article explains a few nice use cases, also including some nice automation examples. So here you can, for example, see uh, how to how to aggregate the original estimate from the subtasks to the parent issues. So that's quite nice. So you can pick this up and try it on your project. And there is also explanation of how this time as original time estimate field works together with the time tracking, which is by default in Jira, and it works completely same as on the classic projects in Jira. So the original estimate is basically the basis for the remaining time in your time tracking. So this is great to see that some classic features are also coming to NextGen, and we are definitely awaiting a little bit more of them to come up pretty soon, I guess.
Yeah, we also make use of those fields in some of our apps, so it's great to see that next gen is getting there. And speaking of next gen and classic, another bit of announcement from from last week was simplifying how you create projects in Jira Cloud. And actually, these are, I would say, non-functional changes, more positioning, showing where Atlassian is thinking is in terms of the future of the projects and focus. First bit is the templates. They're getting a new central hub, and it really shows the importance placed in aids for teams. We also started to introduce the notion of templates. We currently have in one of our app in Foxley methods, prioritization methods as templates, and we're planning to introduce more of this notion in all of the other apps, kind of aligned to where Atlassian thinking is in supporting teams as much as possible with, I would say, deployable methods that you can utilize. The second part of this announcement is the rebrand of NextGen and Classic projects. They will, from now on, they will be addressed as team managed for NextGen and company managed for Classic. I think this is a way better definition from my perspective. It helps convey when they should be used and by under what circumstances and by what teams. It also helps squash the rumors that classic projects will go away, and the focus is strictly next gen with this modification. And the other thing that I've noticed in it, there's a paragraph in there. Let me just highlight it. This We're working towards a world where the only fundamental difference between team managed and company managed projects will be how they are administered, which it's a very interesting statement, to be honest. Um, because the way the future of these project types is explained makes it sound that they will both have the exact same capabilities in a future, but just the way they're setting up is different. So that's also an interesting insight to know that one day you will not have this next gen team managed limitations the way you have them today.
Yeah, but it's definitely going there also from the feature perspective, as you can see. Of course, that there are some limitations now. Some things that you cannot do in next gen and you can do in classic, but it's definitely going away with new improvements. Like, remember 3 years ago or 2.5 years ago, I think, when they first launched the next gen, it didn't have much. The best feature was the roadmaps, right? That's why we used it. But they're getting there over these years, so I think soon, especially with the ability to administer custom fields across multiple next gen projects, will definitely be a big step forward. This.
Yeah, I remember it. I remember it very clear. Especially the fact that there were no releases in next gen, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, poof, releases. All
Yeah,
right, so let's move on. Next up, yeah, Nikki, do you want to talk about certifications?
definitely. So last week there were a few announcements about new certification programs. So first of the announcement was this certification accelerator experience. So this is specifically developed, at least they say it in this article, for attendees of Team 21. So when you are registering for Team 21 and you would like to be part of this certification accelerator experience, where you can learn in groups about the Jira and prepare for the examinations. The examinations aren't part of this program, it's just the preparation for them. Then you can register and tick the box during your registration for Team 21. There was also another announcement, so let me quickly share my screen. Ta-da. This one. So this is the second announcement that was done last week, and they announced the new beta version of the Atlassian University. And when I was having a look on it, basically what they've done was, at least it seems like that, they created this centralized place where you can go and have a look on what certifications or what classes you can take. So you have all information there about what the class is about, how much it costs, when the class is going to be run, and by who. These classes are not necessarily run by Atlassian themselves, but they are run by authorized training partners. So you can definitely go and have a look if you need to take some examinations, and you can find them on this Trello board.
Yeah, I never actually liked learning on my own. I really love this concept. It's really useful for those of us that like to share and listen to peers as a more, let's call it, collaborative way of learning. So that's pretty neat, to be honest. Okay, it's good stuff. Some good stuff there. Let's go to the next piece of news, which is a awaited, very much awaited Jira Cloud to cloud migration. and this has been a popular feature request. Um, so it's really great to see this being actively worked on. It is early access, uh, but to be honest, it's exciting because as more enterprises move to cloud, we've started seeing this approach where organizations, rather than moving to a one single large cloud instance, they separate their I don't know, their departments or even type of projects or type of portfolios into smaller Jira instances. So having this ability to migrate projects from one Jira instance to another will be a valuable piece of functionality to attract more companies to use cloud, having this ability. As I mentioned, it is a early access with limited features. So the if you're interested in migrating Jira soft the classic projects or core projects, then you can apply for this early access. I don't think they have the ability for next gen yet, and basically you're helping them test the feature and give feedback. So yeah, there are a bit of instructions in there on how to participate, the link for submission, and also what they're looking for exactly. So go through that article and see if that's something that you're interested in participating the early access of this. Okay, kind of related to that around migration and moving to cloud and such. Let me share my screen again. One second. All right, so we have a wee bit of a quiz, which
Oh,
is
sorry, this is my screen.
oh no, that's yours. Sorry, missed the screens. Okay, so we have this wee bit of a quiz here, which is a very simplified 6 questions quiz, probably picked up from their most popular FAQs from server clients looking to move away from what is now or will be a deceased product. And yeah, based on your answers to these 6 questions, Atlassian will either recommend you moving to Jira to Cloud Enterprise, Data Center, or Cloud Standard. It's an interesting quiz to take, to be honest, but I know that organizations have a lot more complex factors in decision making factors in where they want to go and where they want to place their future, to put it like that. So just don't take it as a deciding factor. It's a super basic quiz, to put it like that.
Yeah, I found it on a forum under one of the questions about the migrations from server to cloud. So I think it's fun thing to do, and it might give you some basis. But you always need to start from somewhere, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, article of the week.
Yay! So for the article of the week, I have here how to run effective meetings and Thrive. So when I read this article, what they're describing here is what is the difference between the effective meeting and efficient meeting, and they're definitely not the same. So if you're interested in that, you can go and have a look. There is also this pretty nice chart that should help you figure out if you really need to have a meeting, or you can just go and buy donuts yourself and you don't need to call people in order to do that. Or if you can just figure out in the messages or via Slack. So that's quite interesting. And in the end, also they're describing when is the best time to have a meeting for the certain types of decisions. So if you need people to be creative and you need to run some brainstormings or creative meetings, it's better to do it in the morning because people are most creative after they wake up, or at least some of them. And in the afternoon, it's better to have a meetings around some kind of decision making, because people are better in the taking decisions and problem solving in the afternoons. So it's quite interesting.
Yeah, that's cool. What's the part about donuts?
The part about donuts. Okay, let me just find
I
part about
I
donuts.
only
Here,
care
do
about
you just
donuts. I don't care about meetings. Just tell me about the part of the donuts.
here? Do you just want an excuse to eat the donuts? That's
Yes.
beer. Yes.
All right. Okay, and also another bit from in the news from Atlassian Ventures. Actually, uh, so Atlassian invested in Snyk. Atlassian was already partnering up with Snyk. I believe we got some free benefits from Snyk by moving to Bitbucket as well. So Atlassian did integrate Snyk and to Bitbucket and the service offering, and it really made sense for them to help fund as well. The investment was made from recently announced Atlassian Venture fund. So it's really nice to see that they're putting that money to good use, to put it like that. And Atlassian joined as a new investor in Snyk and joined the existing Salesforce, the likes of Salesforce and Google Venture, if Google Ventures in what is, I think, Snyk's fifth investment round of over 300 million. And I personally back that up, to be honest. I don't know how much my opinion matters, but I like Snyk, and I praise them a lot for their passion in revolutionizing the cloud application security space. We also use them for detecting dependency vulnerabilities on a Bitbucket and such. So I think they're doing great things, and this I'm pretty sure that this round of fifth round, which seems quite a lot, this fifth round of investment is well thought through. And I guess that's kind of it for this week. Thank you everyone that joined live or watching this in replay. We'll continue this next Monday at 9 a.m. with hopefully more juicy news from the Atlassian ecosystem. So thank you for watching. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for watching. See you.